What's happening, everyone? Hope your day is going great. Mine is. It's 40 degrees. We're in Minnesota in January. This doesn't happen often, so when it does, you have to take advantage of it. So today, I'm out here testing out my new Jackson Coosa FD. First time out on the water with the boat. I just got it yesterday. Assembled it. It took like 15 minutes to assemble. Very easy. And to tell you the truth, I am in love with this boat. It is the pedal drive unit. It has the flex drive. Honestly, I never really wanted a pedal drive unit until Jackson came out with this flex drive, because I fish a lot of shallow rivers, and pedal units really don't work for that too good. The great thing about the flex drive is that if you hit something, it just goes up underneath your kayak. It's got a dagger board, the prop's protected, and it just does an excellent job in shallow water. The reason I went with the Coosa is, first of all, the price is $21.99, which for a pedal drive kayak of this quality is absurd. It's a great price point, fits into my budget well, will fit into a lot of people's budgets well. But I have a Coosa Angler 12 and love the way that kayak paddled. One of the other things I didn't like about most of the pedal drive kayaks out there is they really weren't meant to be paddled. You know, they're kind of barges that can only be pedaled and paddled for short distances or whatever. I wanted something that could do both, and this kayak definitely does both. I did both on the way upriver here to this spot, and it did both beautifully. So I'll give you a little quick overview of the kayak. It has a really nice front hatch, way better than the regular Coosa. It's got the nice locking front hatch. It's got a front grab handle, rear grab handle, side grab handles. Flex drive unit is rock solid. I was a little bit nervous about it, seeing how it's supposed to come up underneath the kayak when hit, but you feel no shimmy, nothing, no side-to-side movement when pedaling. It feels really good when you're pedaling it. There is a little bit of noise with it, but right now this is my first time out with it. I've heard from other people that the noise goes away with time. It kind of wears itself in or whatever, and the noise goes away, so that'll be nice. The pedal drive does go up and down with this lever here. Right now, obviously, it's sitting on a rock, so it's in the up position. It's got a really nice, comfortable seat, Jackson seat. Good cargo area. You can fit a regular milk crate in there. I, however, am going to build something specifically for that cargo area. Because the one downside to this is it wasn't really marketed for fishing. It doesn't have rod holders in it, which is fine. I don't really like the flush rod mount holders anyways. I don't use them too much. So I am going to build a crate for the back of it that has two rod holders on it that I can adjust the angle on and lock the rods in and stuff, so that when I'm in a small river with overhangs and everything else, I can have my rods tipped down so that they don't get hit by branches and whatnot. It does have a access in the back. It's kind of a dry area, and then this is the rudders. The rudder controls are dual rudder controls. The rudder moves silky smooth. It was my first time in a pedal kayak on the way up here, so I had a little bit of trouble keeping it going straight, but I think once you get used to it over the course of time, you'll get used to it and you'll be better at it. Right now I'm still better with the paddle. Obviously it's my first time in the pedal. The seat is super comfortable. The one thing that, I don't know, maybe my kayak was just missing it, but it doesn't have any way to secure the seat in there. My seat rocks back and forth, which actually makes it hard to pedal. I don't have a way to tell speed. I was going to put my fish finder on here today, but I was pressed for time, so I didn't. I'm pedaling against probably a mile-an-hour current on the way up here. And I cruised right up. I was definitely faster pedaling than I was paddling. But it cruises, you know, and that was just a nice steady pace. I'm in my winter form right now, so I'm not in great shape. So I wasn't gonna push it hard or anything, but it was just a nice steady pace, and it moved itself right up river, like, you know, that's what it was born to do. So the hull design on the Cruise, I want to say it's the CUDA. The bottom of the CUDA is the same. They are pretty stable. I'm not going to stand in this one today just because I'm standing in 40-degree water and the air temp's 40 degrees, and I really don't feel like going in if I can't stand in it. On top of that, I haven't been in a kayak in about 3 or 4 months, so I'm kind of a little rusty. But I can stand no problem all day in my Cruise, non-pedal one. So I'm assuming it feels about the same. I'm assuming it ain't going to be any different in this one. Yeah, it's got tracks on the sides, tracks on the front, tracks for the seat. It's got plenty ways to accessorize this thing for fishing. Although it's not marketed for a fishing kayak, part of the fun of a kayak for me is outfitting it. So it's basically kind of like a blank canvas, except for it's got tracks added. So I will be able to add whatever I want to this, wherever I want, and I'm not held down to something that's already pre-rigged. You know, if you go to basically any kayak site, ACK or Austin Kayak or anything like that, there is, I mean, hundreds of pages of accessories for your kayak. And you can find stuff that fits this kayak perfectly, and you can mount it where you want it mounted. You can add stuff for tackle storage, you can add rod holders, you can add fish finder mounts, you can add battery mounts. You can pretty much add anything you want to a kayak, and that's part of the fun of kayaking. This is a quick overview on the Jackson Coosa FD. I am going to put the camera away, well, that big camera away. I'm going to mount my little camera on there, and I'm going to do a little bit of fishing before the sun sets. One of the things I'm learning really quick about this pedal drive is, even though my seating position is horrible right now because I can't lock it in, I can really make micro adjustments, and I can control my drift really good down in the current by just giving some, just pedaling real lightly, and I can control my drift in this current, because a lot of the times your drift speed is the difference between getting bit and not getting bit. So sometimes the fish want it going, your bait bouncing along the bottom going slower than what the current is. So if you have no way of controlling your boat when you have two hands on your fishing rod, then it's going to make a tough day for you. It's almost like a trolling motor with a regular boat. If I don't like an area that I'm drifting through, I can just get through it faster by pedaling backwards. Then I just instantly come to a stop when I want to. Or I can move closer over to this island. I'm enjoying this. This is going to make boat control of moving water so much easier. Really nice when you get snagged up like this too. I can just cruise right back upriver and get my jig back out. Just like that. free to make another cast. One other thing to note on this too is it is a high-low seat. I have it in the low position right now just because I want to get used to the kayak. The water's cold, I don't want to go in it. So, and that's also making my pedaling position a little bit awkward. It's more, your legs are above your waistline when you're pedaling then. Oh, just missed.